Hello everyone, I'm Silent Death, and welcome to my Let's Play of Space Engineers, Episode 1. We're going to start a new world, a custom world. We'll be using our custom planetfall scenario that I showed you how to access in my tutorial video. We'll name this Let's Play World. Very inventive. Going to be survival, offline, safe, autosave is on. We will use mods. All the mods that I have in my collection will be added. Easier to pick the ones that aren't in my collection, I think. Which is down until we get to blast doors. There we go. So these are all the mods in my collection. Lots of very interesting mods in this pack. I think we're going to have a lot of fun this season. Now then, we're going to go into the advanced settings, and we'll set up this how we want it. Inventory size, I'm going to have it times 10. I may bump this down to times 3 after we get past the kind of initial building everything by hand stage. But for the very first part, we're going to be building a bunch of solar panels, and we really need a times 10 for that. I continue to wish that they had a different multiplier for both the player inventory and the cargo container inventory, but they have yet to add that. Hopefully they will at some point. Welding speed and grinding speed are both going to be times 5. Refinery speed and assembler efficiency. I think this is just flat out speed, so that doesn't really do anything. This controls both how fast and how many materials it takes. I think for now we'll leave that at 0.3. We may bump it down later. If I do bump it down, I will tell you. Bump that up to 256. World size is going to be unlimited. Respawn timer, leave that the same. Leave that the default value. Down here, we're going to turn off auto healing. Enable weapons, trash, oxygen. We don't want to turn that on. Jetpack, voxel destruction, we definitely want that. Delete respawn ships. We are going to turn this off because in this scenario, we start in a respawn ship. And if that gets deleted, we will not be able to do anything unless we grind it down and rebuild it all ourselves before we leave the game, which may or may not happen. Show player names does not really matter for me since we're offline mode. Thruster damage is on. In-game scripts, yes. Enable spectator. I do want that on in case I do a spectator. Just for recording, you don't really need that unless you're recording. Reset ownership. Definitely do not want to use this. That will reset the ownership of all the pirate bases. Permanent death, absolutely not. Destructible blocks, yes. Enable to shake. Definitely turn this off. This is very important. If you want to have automated mining ships, you want to turn this off. Random encounters, yes. And station voxel support. This means that a station needs to be fixed to some kind of solid body, like an asteroid or a planet, to be fixed in place. That is all of that stuff. Now then, we'll go world generator, low density, and medium flora. I'm actually going to drop this down to low. Improve performance a little bit, and trees don't actually provide any resources at the moment, so we don't really need them. Now then, I'm going to generate a new world, which is going to take a few minutes, so I shall return shortly. And we're falling. We're falling pretty fast, too. We happen to start on the dark side. I'm not sure what controls whether you start on the light side or the dark side, but I do know that it changes. The Planetfall map that I uploaded starts on the light side. I think it may be based on the time of real life, time of day. Now this particular ship has these thrusters on it, which are atmospheric thrusters. Naturally, they don't work in space. In fact, they only work fairly low in the atmosphere. We will be about 6 kilometers above the surface before they produce enough thrust to stop us. So we have a bit of falling to do, and then we're going to head towards that mountain over there and see if we can't find a nice spot to land. Landing on mountains is a little bit dangerous because slopes are bad. Things tend to roll down mountains. Also, this little vessel here, it only has these tiny little thrusters going forward and backwards and side to side here on the bottom. Those thrusters are not going to stop you. If you do like this, you will end up face planting into the ground. Instead, you want to hold kind of a level here, let these main big thrusters here kick in. You can see they're starting to kick in. One of our mods changes the color so that when the thrusters start working, they turn orangish. You can see them starting to kick on now. We're slowing down. Still not slowing down very quickly. Getting pretty low. Now it's tempting to fly this like you would a spacecraft, but that's not how you work on doing this. Doesn't really work very well because these little tiny thrusters are not going to accelerate you very fast. So what you're going to do is kind of fly it like a hovercraft. Just tilt forward a little bit and you'll speed up without having to press anything. If you used it this way using the W key to accelerate, you have to hold down the W key because you can't turn off inertial dampeners, otherwise you will fall and crash into the planet. So just use it, just tilt it a little bit, and you'll accelerate without having to do anything. You can use the upward motion key, which is spacebar for me, to climb. And then use tilting forward to speed back up. So we can speed up pretty quickly if we go this way, but then we'll crash. Since we can't actually see anything. Starting to get some terrain details down on the bottom. One thing I should mention, creating a world eats up a ton of RAM. I mean a ton of RAM, like 12 gigabytes of RAM. And it does not give it all back when it's done. So after you create a world, you want to pause the game. If you are offline mode, you can pause the game. If you're not offline mode, you just want to exit the game as soon as it is loaded. Be sure to save. Completely exit the game and close it out. And then restart the game and reload your world. And that will give you your RAM back. Otherwise, you may have issues with running out of memory and your game running really sluggish. A lot of people have issues with performance. And it's a pretty big deal with planets because they are just huge memory hogs. We need to go a little bit faster. I was too busy talking to fly. So what we're looking for, other than daylight, is some metals to find around our nice landing spot. We need 3 basic metals to build a base. We can build a pretty decent base with just iron, nickel, and silicon. However, if we want to go anywhere, both the atmospheric thrusters, the wheels, and the hydrogen thrusters all require cobalt. Thankfully, we can cannibalize the thrusters on this ship to build a smaller vessel with more thrusters, or wheels, or whatever we want to build. That would be one way to do it. So if we can just find nickel, iron, and silicon near each other, we will be set. See, the sun's over in that direction. I'm thinking maybe right there. If we can get over there without crashing into anything. A little bit dark. It's a pity this doesn't have any lights on it. Some running lights would go really well with this craft. So we'll just continue accelerating over. I think I'll put a little bit of a cut in here while we fly forward, because I am out of stuff to say. I'm back. It's daylight. I've been basically sitting here, just floating around, waiting for the sun to rise. And it finally has obliged me. You can also see I almost suffocated on a planet full of oxygen because I had my helmet on. I was just not paying attention. We've also lost one of our engines, or actually 2 of our engines. One of the side thrusters here is gone. I don't know how. But it happened. I didn't even notice it. Now then, you see that little dark spot right there that kind of looks like a person? I think that those represent ore deposits, based on my rather limited experience they do. And this has a little bitty ore detector underneath it, right there in the center. So, we're going to fly close to it. The ore detector does not have very much range, especially considering having to dodge trees and stuff. Slowing down quickly. Going all hovercraft mode on this. So we'll drop down. It's only got 150 meter range, I believe. So iron and nickel. That is 2 of the ores that we need. Let's see if we can't... Oh, cobalt too. That's another one. We just need a silicon now. Iron, iron, more iron, silver, nickel, cobalt, more iron, still more iron, oh, this is dangerous. There's that nickel. Okay, so what we'll do is make sure that we're steady here. Hold right there. Then we'll go to GPS. And we will do new from current position. So this was iron, nickel, cobalt, silver. And yeah, we'll just leave that on the hood. We'll go check out one of those other dark spots that we saw, like that one over there, and see if it's better. There's one right over there. That one's not far. There's another one right over there, it looks like. And also, we'll just kind of keep it along the ground in case we cross over some other resources without crashing into something. This doesn't have any trees, so it'd be kind of a little bit better if it's as good. Ooh, there's pirates over there. That's not good. Silicon, right there. That pretty much means we're going to be settling at the other spot. Magnesium, alright. Uranium? Really? Uranium is super rare on planets. And it's only a kilometer from the other stuff? Yeah, we're definitely going to put a thing here. So, GPS. New from current position. Uranium. What else was there? Mag and... Go ahead and put a comma here. I know I spelled that wrong. I think I spelled that wrong anyway. There we go. So that will allow us to get basically everything we need to start with. Let's go back over here, away from the pirates. Need to be, I think, at least 20 kilometers from that. Far enough that it's not showing. Doesn't give us much of a margin of error. We'll slow down by going up. And then we're going to settle kind of off to the side here. There's a rock over there that might have some resources. It should have some resources. It's not showing anything. Cobalt, okay. So that solves our problem with our losing our engine. We'll just grab the cobalt from there. Settle slowly. We have to be really, really slow on the landing. These things cannot handle much of an impact. There we are. We have landed. We're flat. Actually, a pretty good landing. Let's turn off the engines. All the thrusters are going off. Make sure they don't use any more power. And we'll go ahead and hide those. Actually, that's not what I meant to do, but okay. Show in block terminal off. There we go. Now our batteries are all on semi-auto and discharging. Current output, max stored power, current stored power. So we've used quite a lot of our power doing this. Power is going to be a pretty major issue. In fact, it's going to be probably the first thing we're going to take care of. We can turn you off since we don't need you. Turn you off too. Anything that's wasting power, we'll go ahead and turn you off. Oxygen generator. Yeah, we'll turn that off. I don't need any oxygen right now. Thruster, okay. We do have a reactor. I don't think it has any fuel in it though, does it? It does not appear so. Though, we have enough stuff for some solar panels. Let's see. Solar panels, it tells us how many. Make sure our jetpack is off. We don't want to be wasting fuel for that. So we can build 6 solar panels, 2 batteries, and 1 flight seat. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So I auto-filled my thing. We'll open up this. Give us all of our nice oxygen. We'll go in here, and what do we need to place a solar panel? Solar cells, construction components. That's a large one, solar cell. See, the solar cells are construction components. I don't want any of these. It does have the solar panels, so we're going to take you and put you, I think, there. Then, character tools. I like to have them in order, so that, and then our mining drill. And batteries, I'm not going to build the batteries because... yes, light. That is something we need. Because batteries cannot be ground down, or they can be ground down, but you can't get all your parts back from them. They're the one block that's like that. And we're going to need some hydrogen. We'll go ahead and grab all the hydrogen bottles we have, because we're going to build on top of our ship. Let's see, that way is sunrise. So we probably want to build out on the sides here. We'll turn on our jetpack. And let's see. I think we'll build off this back here. That shouldn't be happening. Okay. Still can't place that? Why not? Alright, what do we need? I think we need construction components. Yes, okay. Construction components it is. Gas refilled from bottles. Already went through one of those. Okay, where are the construction components? There they are. Excellent. What else was it? Large steel tubes, steel plates, computers. Some large steel plates, computers. There. That's everything but the big bulky solar cells. Alright, we will build... Yeah, I think 3x3 or 3x2. Alt to work, and then we can turn off our jetpack for a moment. We'll weld these up. Or we'll weld them that much at least. Enough to get all the stuff out of our inventory. Which apparently can get it pretty far. Still good on power. Don't know what's taking up the rest of our inventory. Alright, let's go grab some actual solar cells so we can finish these off. Ouch, that hurt. You don't have very much time left in this episode. So we can hold quite a lot with the 10 times. It's better than it used to be. Jet back off. There we go. Much better. Ah, can't carry anymore. Let's grab a few more solar cells. Looks like we're going to have to make one more trip. There's the sun peeking over the horizon. Thankfully. Eventually, we will put in rotors and all that fancy stuff. But right now, we're just trying to survive. Alright. These barely have any light. So we need to get mining soon so we can build a bigger base. Build out this whole little thing. Pretty much completely scrap this whole ship. And there we go. That's as good as we can get right now. It's not very much power, but it should help recharge some. Let's go into the cockpit. We will take our batteries and we're going to turn them off semi-auto and discharge. And batteries, we'll make that a little custom group so that we can access them easily. Let's see, I think I may need to do one more thing. Make sure they're recharged. Okay, something is producing power. Small reactor, are you on? Oh, you are actually producing power, so we must have some power in that. I can't see the buttons. Flight seat. There it is. Okay, we have a tiny bit. So we will turn off our reactor too. I want to run off solar panels entirely. How much power does the medbay require? That is what we're really concerned about. Apparently it doesn't require power. Or if it does, it's not telling me. So we're producing 15 kilowatts of power. And we're not even using all that. That is good. That means we're recharging our batteries a little bit. And that we can respawn if we die. So what we need to do in the next episode is take apart this ship and build ourselves a proper base here. And from there, we can build ourselves a mining ship and really get started. But I am going to end this episode here. Like if you like. Subscribe if you're not. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. I do read all the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.